We're on with the great Tyler Schott, and I wanted to have you on today because I wanted to talk to you. We're going to talk about a few things, but I wanted to talk to you about your situation with your agents. Would you, what's it called? Model and talent management.
Yeah.
Having an issue with your agent. What's going on with that?
Oh, if you could call them an agent, more like a money a money guzzling. If
I
more
can't
like
believe these scumbags. I'm gonna make their life miserable.
it's it's more like all they did was they just wanted more and more money. Oh, $16 a month. Yeah, okay. It
What
didn't seem like
what's the name of them again, so we can skewer them?
model and talent management.
Okay, so model and talent management requires its talents to pay them monthly. How much did you pay monthly?
$16 a month.
$16 a month. Model and talent management, let me explain to you how it works. You get me work, and then you get a commission off of the work that you get me. You don't take money out of my pocket. That's absolutely insanity. So they were charging you $16 a month. Okay, let's just say we're going to accept that. I'm going to accept that because I need an agent and I need to find work. What else did they do?
They didn't get
They
me any
said they
work.
had some sort of requirements from you. They wouldn't let you do like you were with your project. It was something about you, the project that you were doing. They had some sort of ultimatum that they gave you or something.
I don't even remember. I
They
don't remember the topic.
she was upset with you about something with the project. She said you need to do this or
Yeah, something like that. Oh,
basically she was so this is his own project, right? This movie that he's doing, and she said something like, "Oh, we don't want you to do that." It was something to that effect. You don't
you
have
mean
any say in my projects. Your job is to get me work, and then you take a commission. That's it. That's what you do.
you
And
mean
she,
my full project now?
yeah, yeah. We'll get to that. But this basically this company is like a fraud, and the fact that how many jobs did she get you? And she has the audacity. What's this woman's name?
I think it's Jordan.
Her last name.
I don't remember. It was at as of this very moment, like when I have a blowout with someone, I forget their name totally.
Well, I will always remember you, Jordan, and I'm gonna make your life miserable. This won't be harassment, but I'm gonna tell everyone about your company and how you're basically running a scam over there. These people are artists. They're trying to. Not only are they working hard and they're sharing a piece of themselves, you know, with the public, that is not easy to do to try to entertain the public, which which is very difficult. Um, they're working hard, and you're going to try to scam these people that are just trying to make a living in a very difficult industry, the entertainment industry. And you're a talented guy, and the fact that that happened to somebody with your level of talent, that makes me very angry. Now let's talk about the movie. What happened?
Well, long story short is I have I reached out to Perry.
Perry was
Uh,
the director of photography that you had a falling out with.
yeah,
That was basically he was trashing you all over the internet, and quite frankly, looking very unprofessional. And I liked Perry, and we had a good relationship. I was in his Shawshank Redemption garage many times. I slept on his mattress that was originally white, but then had become brown with dirt and other other elements of the earth, and drooled onto his mattress as I slept. So he was skewering you all over the internet, and you recently sort of patched things up.
Yeah. Basically the conversation went like this. He said that, because of me he lost 4 clients because the clients read my venting post. And because they read that, they had promised Perry, oh, let's wait till it calms down, and then you have, we'll bring you back, but right now it's still very fresh and very aggressive. It's still very red hot. Let's wait till it cools down a bit, and 3 days later they replaced him. And I
Well,
had Terry. I said, listen, that was not part of my. I never wanted any of that to happen. I had a lot going on between the film, the concessions, and just and the school, which we'll get to the school in a minute. But there was a lot of things that I just couldn't do anymore. It's like, you know, I lashed out.
good impression, very good impression, very talented. And I'm like, what? Who do you think he's doing an impression of? He's doing an impression of you, the not the OG Augie, but the unhinged new Augie. He's so passive aggressive. I you know I think
You
people
know,
have the right. People have the right to vent. People have the right to vent. It doesn't mean that they're like unhinged. I don't. I feel I'm so much happier now than I was when I was like when I was younger, when I was friends with him. I feel very calm. I feel very at ease. Things have not gone the best for me, obviously, but I think overall I'm a calm person, as are you. I mean, I wouldn't be friends with you if I didn't think that was the case. And
the problem is
ever since he made that money on Bitcoin, ever
the
since he
problem.
made that money on Bitcoin, he's changed. You know who I'm talking about, right? We recruited him for the project, and
I don't even want to do. I don't even want to bring Colorado actors in anymore. Besides, it's the problem is with all these Colorado actors, they just basically they're not. They say they got a project, then they run around and saying nailed the project, got the project, and then they run around telling everybody about it. And then what happens when they're supposed to be on set? They do basically a Casper on you,
right,
and
they ghost you.
they don't show up. And then you try to call them, and then they basically ignore your call, block your number, and and then you're sitting there and say, well, great, well, this project's a complete loss.
Yeah, in one sense, I understand because there's really you can't support yourself like in the entertainment industry. It's very
Well,
difficult to do full time in Colorado. But here's the thing: so they've got to have a job, and they have other things. But here you are bragging online, trying to make yourself look like some sort of superstar, but you don't want to put in the actual work,
hmm
and that's it takes work. You got to write a script. You got to you've got to have the cameras, the actors, there's the production element. I mean, there's so many things that go into it, and I gotta say I'm impressed that you went this far with it. But you feel like you're at a point now where you feel like you're gonna wave the white flag.
I'm there. You know, especially I can't. You know, it going back to my post about Uber. The problem is that when people watch that post, they think I'm acting, and I'm not. I'm not acting. This is all real. That was probably 3 years of frustration. That was 3 years of frustration. A backstory about Uber. Uber got called out back in 2018 for lying about doing background checks. A couple years later, they're still doing it. They say they're pulling a background, and look, I said, okay, you know, maybe they did. But then after a while, I got tired of it. I said, okay, well, hang on, let me go on to. You can go on to the candidate portal of Checker. Most companies use Checker. You can go on the candidate portal. You go onto the candidate portal, you put your social security number in, your date of birth, your phone number, your email, and it'll show you the recent background, every job that has pulled your background, and it'll show you when they pulled it and the status of it. It'll say either if it failed, it'll be in pink saying consider. If it passed, it'll be in green saying clear. But with Uber, never did. After I went back and I saw that, and especially after in 2022, I passed the background with DoorDash. DoorDash does the same thing, general background check. They go through, they want to make sure that everything is good on their end and making sure that you're no criminal. And and that's another
Which
thing.
both of us are. We both have extensive criminal histories.
With me with my situation, the the pat with my situation, September 8th of 2023,
Is this the murder charge
September 8th of 2023, all charges were dismissed and
on that
removed.
murder? When they said that you strangled that guy to death, and they found
No.
your prints on his neck.
No.
Okay, so that one's in the clear now.
Everything's in the clear.
Good,
Everything's
good.
gone.
I thought you were gonna go down for that one.
It's removed.
Good.
I to the point like,
Did they ever find his body? Oh no, they did. That's how they found the prints. Yeah.
if you want to know something about if you want to know something in 2020, the can't remember who it was. I think 9 News conducted a research. More than
Brief score update. Sorry to interrupt you. The Nuggets are now within 5 points. The Nuggets have chopped the Laker lead down to 5. You can find that game on TNT. Please watch us until we're done. But then when we're finished, go ahead and switch over to that game on TNT. The Nuggets have chopped the lead down to 5. Continue. Hi, Ava.
go
Thank you for being with us. Please
go Lakers.
subscribe. It's a beautiful name, by the way. I love that. I've always liked that name, Ava.
Um yeah. So anyway, it's one of those I'm to the point. So where was I now? I can't remember what it was.
With and you were talking about in 2022.
Yeah, Uber. So basically, in 2022, DoorDash passed my background. That's how I found out Uber was lying about everything again. They went through and lied, and now I applied at this Uber fleet owner. Her name is Lainey. And Lainey said she sat down with me and she tried doing it, and I take
Her
my
name's
hat.
Ava. That's even prettier. Keep going. You sat down with Laney. Go ahead.
And it was a phone call, and we talked. We probably talked for about, I don't 3 hours, and she's like, Tyler, you're not the only one. There is I have another gentleman that's trying to get on, and Uber's doing the same thing.
Yeah, you
And
drive your car until until the wheels fall off. The gas, all the maintenance, and then they kick you off the platform. Then
yep,
man lift, and there's this whole the belief is they're two separate companies, but I think they work closely together. They both use that checker
they're both those.
background check system. They share information. It's basically the same company.
Yeah.
That's not capitalism. You say you love capitalism. Capitalism, there's a free market. We have companies just get bigger and bigger. They buy out other companies. They merge, and then there's just less and less competition. That's not real capitalism.
Well, so if you want to know about that, so Instacart was a lot better on the payouts. Recently, I want to say last year, Instacart went public. And I knew when Instacart went public, so a lot of things on the platform has changed. Now it's now with Instacart, everything is the contracts changed where it's more constrictive. You're basically if you even sit in a before when you sat in a grocery store and there was a long line, Instacart would be like, "Hey, that's fine." Now they message you. Tell the cashier you with Instacart. Tell the cashier
Oh
this. Tell
God.
the cashier that. And it's like
So
that
now they're
was
kind of like
me.
micromanaging you. You may as well have a manager standing right there talking to you, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's
It's
like
annoying. That's not why we get into this stuff. We want to leave managers behind because a lot of them are not very intelligent. People rise to management, and if they're dumb, they make your life absolutely miserable. We don't want somebody like Patterson, looking over our shoulder constantly.
yep. So now I have that. It is like everything is changing. I spoke to an individual. His name is Sean Brassfield, and I told him about the whole situation. And me and him he actually called me one day, and we had a long phone talk. And he was like, Tyler, it's not what it used to be. I went from Denver to Aspen. The fare Uber got $285. Do you want to know how much I got paid out?
How much?
$50.
Are you serious? I don't even believe that. I don't even
Yep,
believe that. That's like 200 miles. It's supposed to be like a dollar. It's a mile.
it's not. It's not. Uber has changed. Like all these companies now, all these ride sharing companies, they're going public.
We'll,
And
we'll
now,
we'll continue this conversation. We'll continue this conversation. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. There's about five
yeah,
minutes left in the game. We've got to get. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
we'll talk. Bye.
Thank you.